Hello, everybody. It's James here reporting live from a patio in Kitsilano. I've got Brett Turner on the line. He's one of our VIP speakers for Mogul Mastermind this week. Brett, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, thanks so much for having me, James. I've watched you do so many of these. I've been waiting for the invite, so I'm glad that I finally got the call. You must be scraping the bottom of the barrel to be calling up a guy like me, but thanks very much for having me. I've been doing investment real estate for 15 years now. I'm in Calgary, Alberta. That's my market. It's the only real market that I focus on for my entire career here. I'm a broker, so I co-own a brokerage here. We've got about 80 realtors, so I do a lot of residential business, but my own personal trades and my own passion has always been representing real estate investors. And so I've had to help them analyze deals throughout my career through a whole bunch of swings in the economy here. And you have to get good at it, and you have to get good at making reads with imperfect information sometimes. And that, I think, is the mark of a good deal evaluator, and being able to see opportunities sometimes where others might have missed that. So I've always found there's a bit of an art to this, and over the length of my career and all the different types of properties I've had to analyze, I learn something new almost every time, it seems. So good topic for me to talk about with you.
Oh, well, you know what? I appreciate how humble you are, but we could not be more thrilled that you're speaking. For those of you who don't know Brett, their team of seasoned investors is our brother team in Calgary. So for any of you guys looking at for investment properties in Calgary, we can't speak highly enough of Brett and his agents. And you know what? Your ability to analyze deals is tried, tested, and true. And we can't wait to hear some of your techniques and what you keep an eye out for when you're looking for those great investments. So we don't want to give the whole thing away, but what are some teasers so that people know what to expect when they hear you talk about deal selection?
Yeah, I always like to look at it through two lenses. So look at it through how the seller is going to look at their own property. They've owned it for a while. They're going to have their own assumptions that they're going to have built into it. And then, of course, a buyer coming in cold that doesn't know the property as much. So being able to look at it through both angles can help to bring deals together from a broker perspective, but also gives both sellers and buyers some perspective on how the other might look at it. So I always like to explore it from that angle. And then the other thing I always like to do is look at the property now and then look at it after the investor has had an opportunity to put their mark on it, because it's two different sets of numbers. Most of the properties that are being put up for sale are going to have some problem, something that's got to be fixed or done, or something to them to bring them up to their highest and best use to get the top rents. And the challenge for purchasers is deciding is that journey worth taking for this particular property, and helping clients understand that is a big part of my job and what I do. And so that's something else that I'll look at is, here's the property now and today, but for a very modest investment, can you get a much greater return in terms of financial performance from a property? And we look for opportunities where we can put deals like that together for our clients.
Yeah, that's incredible. And you hit the nail on the head. You want to look at it from both perspectives. And there is an art and a science to doing this. And I know you run through a checklist of items that you want to see when an investment makes sense. So I'm really excited to just see what your checklist looks like. I know I'm going to learn a lot from that presentation, because you know what? We've got our checklist. I can't wait to hear yours. And I think everybody's just super thrilled to come hear you speak and share, what's that red line method? What's the secret sauce for picking those great deals for your clients? So we look forward to having you, and have an awesome day, man. Thanks again.
Cool. Thanks so much, James. Appreciate it. Looking forward to it, man.